Alrighty then, here we are for round 2. The next round started a bit faster than I was expecting, so I managed to lose a couple of minutes on my clock, unfortunately. Alright, everyone is here and ready to rumble. I've seen my hand looks, pretty alright. I mean, there's a lot of 2-3s in this format, so I guess I'll lead with Rattle Chains. They don't have third land, or are they just slow rolling it? Well, I don't think there's any flash spiders for 2 mana, so time to get stuck in. Gotta set in about them. Wicker Witch can stick the heat in them. Oh, they drew a third land, so okay, it's fine. It's not the worst. Happy enough to trade off Wicker Witch for that guy. Got power up my spontaneous mutation. And it'll be super powered up now. Imprisoned in the Moon. It's the bin, Prey Upon, and Geist of the Archives. I wanted 3 of those cards. Not so much this one, but hey, this is a decent combat trick / removal spell now. I do like cards like this, which are dual role without explicitly having choose one or the other modes on them. Well, I think I want to go upstairs with this Wolfkin Bond and Rattle Chains. I don't think there's any leaf arrow type effects in this format. I mean, if there is, then I would have looked like a huge sucker there, but alright. The Chump Train. Not to be confused with the Trump Train, which is something that nobody wants to be on. Lone Rider, well, that card's quite good. It gets answered pretty well by Spontaneous Mutation if it gets flipped over. Well, if they do have a combat trick, well, it's probably going to pump this. So I can respond to it by spontaneously mutating it. So, I mean, it might survive if it, gets +3/+3 or something, but then it, won't flip, and even if it does, it still won't have any power. And if it's a really huge pump, then I can, dump even more cards in my graveyard. Okay. Pass priority to you, friend. Strength of Arms. Yeah, okay. I probably should actually just let that resolve. I think I would have been okay with a 1-for-1 trade. Well, 2-for-1 trade, exactly. It would have meant they would have needed another pump spell for their guy to survive. But, it's fine either way. And I didn't see very much there at all, to be honest. Perhaps I should be considering whether this card is just worse than Crop Sigil. I don't think it is though, due to the presence of this card and Wolfkin Bond and so on. Like I do actually need, things to be in play to put on. But on the other hand, I'm here to try out some things. So time to try this card out. Looks like the opponent mulliganed, and I will be doing the same. I guess I'm gonna keep this one. Can't keep that one though. It's not an island. Thrub Inspector. Okay, that card's constructed worthy. If they have a 2-drop, ooh, it's a good 2-drop. It's an on-theme human pumping 2-drop. Bad start for me. So the question is, do I want to like try and do this to gain 2 life, basically, then get a clue into play? Probably don't. I have a feeling that they're going to have a bunch of combat tricks, and I'm going to be able to play some guys in the next couple of turns anyway. I'll start with this one, so this is the most expendable. Then, if I end up hitting a couple of lands, then I can play this next turn, and then like play this with Jace's Scrutiny backup in order to trade better. Or not trade, hopefully, is the plan. But it's important to note that this Hamlet Captain does not pump itself. So as a 2/2, it would trade here if they don't have a trick. Now I do need them to use their tricks, so and I do get a card out of it, so I'm gonna block. I guess they could have that one that's gives +2/+2 counters or something. I'm okay with this. Stymieing their attack a certain amount. Okay, that was not that threatening for the time being. This didn't change my plans enough to want to play this card and not this one. Oh well, we milled some sweet ones and some not sweet ones. Didn't get a whole bunch of different card types, unfortunately. Alright, this is quite a decent beatdown curve from the opponent here. Let's see if they have another passive type effect, because if they do, I'm probably very dead. Okay. Yeah, it seems like they've got a nice solid human aggro deck here. So they obviously don't have like a good trick, they're just attempting to trade here. But I'm a bit unfond of this particular plan. I think I mean, this is somewhat far away from transforming. But it does also, if I sleep paralysis it does keep them off mana, and I still have enough left over to play Spontaneous Mutation or sacrifice my clue. the other option is not casting this and keeping up Clue and Spontaneous Mutation, or potentially Scour the Laboratory. Because we have instants, creatures and lands in there. So if like one of these gets in there, it can be cheaper, but it's not a big deal at this point, I don't think. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna hold on. Hold on casting my Scour. I think if they just attack with Steadfast Cathar, I'm somewhat willing to just take it and cast Scour the Laboratory. The Laboratory. Should really practice my like Dexter accent for if I'm talking about laboratories. Yeah, it's been so long since I watched Dexter's Lab. Good lord, I am glad I have some removal spells for that. And did not just spew one on this guy that isn't doing anything yet. Alright. So we can cast this on it. We can cast this on it. I'm generally in favor of doing this one. This one can still be a surprise. You can also play like Geist of the Archives here. You can play Keswick Prowler. You can play Tattered Haunter. I'm in favor of putting more bodies on the table. I just drew 3 cards and I have a clue, so making sure I don't die to some sort of, you know, mass attack is something I'm in favor of. It's important to note that he can pay for his own transformation. There are quite a few cards in, you know, Magic that only let you are worded so that you can't use mana to power up themselves sometimes. Just that guy. I think given what I've drawn, I think I'm okay with trading this off and sacking my clue rather than using Spontaneous Mutation, since the mutation answers pretty much anything at this point. And obviously they could have a combat trick, and if they have a combat trick, then obviously I'll use this. I mean, they didn't have a combat trick before, but obviously they may have been, you know, slow rolling that land that they played. Apothecary Geist. Okay. No life for you. So I may be spontaneously mutating the Apothecary Geist. You need to be careful-ish about decking yourselves this game. But obviously it's very far away, but they are still on 20 life, and we're not that good at killing our opponents. I think I sort of want to play Geist of the Archives and hold up transforming Prowler mana. We also, you know, have tons of lands at this point. I want to make sure that we just hit as many spells as possible for the time being. and getting this as a 4/4 is a high priority for me. Wow, Lancers into this guy. Jeez, this guy's deck's great. Let's hope they don't have anything else sick to get. Oh, they are searching though. What are they searching for? Don't do this to me. Nothing. Okay, they failed to find a legendary card. But, you know, it was correct to search in case they had simply forgotten that they had a legendary card. So this is a very mana efficient turn for me, but we obviously can't take too many more hits from this. What with this being on 5 and all? Imprisoned in the Moon. I like that one. It gives us more rain to use this spontaneous mutation. I guess we still need to put more bodies into play. We have Delirium now, milled Crop Sigil, and milled this, which is also fine because, like I say, only 13 cards left in our deck. We might get decked. It is not unbelievable that it might happen. I don't think I can attack. I mean, it's possible that they would try to block with Talia's Lancers, but they would probably assume something is up. I think I can take one more hit because I sort of want to do other cards to, you know, it's a lot harder to kill this 4/4 first strike for my deck, and this is about to be a 4/6 as well, and I still need to be able to attack past this at some point, so I can take one more hit and I think I'm safe, but it's looking a bit scary that I might need to use a real card on this. We have an island on the top of our deck, on the bottom of our deck rather. I'm happy with a Stitch Mangler. It can put off my decision to need to deal with this. That is if I want to put off that decision. I'm not sure how I get past a 4/6 ground creature either. I might have to imprison that guy in the moon and try and draw another creature with flying, but I'm not sure that I do have more. Difficult. 4/6. Well, I suppose the 4/6 when it's attacking me, I can like gang block it. I feel like I sort of need to get this with, you know, my 4/4 or something in order to win this game. I totally should have attacked with this. I just clicked through my attack step. That was bad, and I should feel bad. Let's see. I think I can maybe get this by gang blocking, and I think I need to get this with spontaneous mutation. That's a pretty good one. It'll make blocking a bit more annoying for sure. It means I can't just like snap block on here and then mutation it, for example. Okie dokie. Also notice it's a human, so it does get bigger when Hamlet Captain attacks. Okay. So what needs to happen for me to do this? So I can spontaneous mutation over here. I can like block here and double block it, and that would kill it because it's so hard for me to kill. And then I could like block here, and then I take 2 and go to 1, and that's certainly not superb. I was probably too greedy trying to wait on this Imprisoned in the Moon, unfortunately. I can also kill these 2 guys and like chump block here, which is also plausible, but it still leaves me with the problem of this, and I don't think I can ever answer it apart from Imprisoned in the Moon. But I guess that's maybe fine. I do want my Geist of the Archives around though, because it is so good going forward, but I don't think I can afford to go to 1 since I need to... I do sort of need to deal with this as well, and I don't currently have a way to deal with it, so... Aha! I have a way to deal with it. I can equip my Tattered Haunter, never attack, and imprison this abomination in the moon. So they now have 2 creatures that can attack, this and this, and I need to get them dead, so I have, you know, 2 ground blockers here. I only have 1 flying blocker anyway, so time to start working over their life total before it's too late. Before either they draw something, and even if they don't have anything, then you know, I can't afford for them to just play like a giant creature and then I just sit and deck myself. Definitely been an interesting game so far. I've had quite a few decision points that I've probably made mistakes on. Like I think I took more damage that last turn than needed to by slow rolling the Imprisoned in the Moon. Wow, did they draw the guy that brings enchantments back from the graveyard? Oh wait, this is bound by Moonsilver. I thought this was the old thing. I thought this was the new thing. Good lord. Oh dear, oh dear. Suddenly it's all looking very sketchy. So I guess I need to draw an answer to this, which can be in the form of Priapon, which I haven't drawn yet, or like another flyer. And they have a long road home to free their thing for the turn. Well, suddenly I'm dead. Wow, what a beating. The card's so good against sleep paralysis, but I mean I can't not put sleep paralysis in my deck because like this card's so insane, and they have essentially 2 copies of it. Wow, just got crushed all of a sudden. All right, so what am I supposed to do about this? Like I can bring in this combat trick, which doesn't seem super. They do, since they actually have bound my Moonsilver and not the other pacifism, maybe I just want This? Probably want this. This card was mostly in my graveyard. I didn't really get a chance to test it, but I think we're a dog in this matchup. But we will never give up. So yeah, I mean, we saw Bound by Moonsilver, and you know, I normally want like more enchantments or artifacts to hit in order to bring in a disenchanted fate like this. But on the other hand, I think it's quite likely that our path to victory requires us to go all in on, say, our wolf enchantment, or our transforming guy or something like that. So we really need an answer to that somewhere in our deck. I guess I could have brought in... No, I probably should have brought in Convolute, actually. Actually, yeah, that seems like it would have been way better to have in my deck than in my sideboard. Well, unfortunate for me. It's not really unfortunate, though. It was a conscious choice. It's very easy to say something is unfortunate, but unfortunate in the theoretical sense, where it is simply bad and not actually anything to do with fortune. I'll keep this, since hopefully this will prevent us from drawing any more lands once we get to it. And Quilled Wolf is a 2-drop, which is what we want. Opponent mulligan to 6, which is part of our out to win the game, since their deck does seem generally superior to mine's. Prey upon, like it, nice. With a mere 7 mana, I can pump this up and then prey upon something. If this is Hamlet Captain, I'll attack. If it's this thing, I won't, I think. I think that's a reasonable line to take. Since even though I'm going to try and bottom every land I come across, I'll probably still draw one at some point where this will be much more relevant. It's important to note that they cannot play the Long Road Home on the creature I hit with this, because it only removes creatures, and it was no longer a creature once it is turned into a land. Bowgraph Scavenger, it's not good now, but it's not a land, so gonna snap it off. We might easily get into a situation where we sort of stalemate, and then we play, you know, all of the creatures in our deck, and then play a few of these spells in the same turn to take them out in one mighty blow. Hamlet Captain. Definitely a good card in their deck. Yeah, yep. That's a lot of decent 2-drops. They can attack me all they want. So they're down to 2 cards. You know, I have 2 removal spells. I'm not afraid of this board, so things are looking alright. Now, I was saying we sort of want this at some point during the game. So we're sort of accepting being at the mercy of Bound by Moonsilver if we bottom this. On the other hand, there are no targets for it at the moment. I think it's quite likely that they also have one of the other pacifisms in their deck. I really should remember if I saw anything like that in game 1. I don't think so. I think I'm going to keep it, since it seems likely that they're going to like play enchantment or something on like Quilled Wolf next turn. This is actually, yeah, it's probably quite bad because they can attack and they have all these things 3 power, but no, that's still fine because I can like block and then trade Quilled Wolf for Hamlet Captain. Hamlet Captain's good enough that, you know, Quilled Wolf has to go, I think. I suppose they could have multiple pump spells, which would be a huge beating, and, you know, maximum punishment for taking this card. I was sort of planning, as mentioned, for the game to go on quite a while. Thus, we would need answers to it at some point. Need answer to it being bound by Moonsilver, but I suppose there's a fortify in his format, isn't there? +2 power to everything. Okay, if that's all, I'm actually quite happy about that. I mean, I take 2 damage. Their Hamlet Captain does get bigger, yes, but on the other hand, nothing else happened. I'm certainly live to draw something biggish. Okay. I'll mangle the Hamlet Captain, and I'll actually attack with Quilled Wolf, since I'm not going to trade it for this Guardian of the Pilgrims. And if they have, you know, untap their creature +2/+2 or something like that, it's going to get me eventually, so I might as well get it now. There's a small argument for skipping out on 2 damage in the hope that it makes them not attack. Godzilla, the Broken Blade. Very accurately titled. I don't think there's any reason for me not to yield to those abilities. I need to be careful on time though. I may be aiming for a long game, but I have 7 minutes, so I need to step up. I'll put that one on top of my library, since it is a spell. Gotta hit that. And no, I guess I can't attack anymore, since I probably need to double block Hamlet Captain. Obviously, the opponent having one of these would be pretty brutal. And this is technically a win condition, since they don't have any flyers out at the moment. I've definitely been quite aggressive in keeping this card, but I knew it was the very least a no-4 is not a brick. Alrighty then. Maybe they boarded in another legend, just to play around this exact scenario. I guess not. That card is good. But on the other hand, it doesn't deal with the Lancers at all. It deals with everything else, so it's very expensive. But I can like take a bunch of hits for, you know, a turn or two. You know, from this, I mean. And, you know, I'm attacking them too. It's not completely free for them to just hit me with the Lancers, since I can flip this guy over and start smashing them if I wish. Did he just play a land there? I think they did. Yeah, they played a forest. Aha! We're gonna get them. Gonna get them acceptably good. At some point. Soon. So yeah, I'll like block here. Block here. And I don't want to double block here, so I can take 10 this turn, but that's fine because I'm gonna snap off this card next turn. And then I'll have better blocks because I can, you know, get this Stitch Mangler in here. And they might also attack differently if this thing threatens to flip up. I think this is okay. Wolfkin Bond. I think I actually think I need this too. So I can put it on something to make it big enough to prey upon these Lancers. Tattered Taunter still can't block anything. So as far as the opponent knows, all I'm going to do is flip up this Kessig Prowler, which makes total sense, and they have no cards in their hand. I mean, this isn't the biggest blowouts. It would be quite a good blowout though if they tried to like move this onto this. They just sacrifice permanent for little reason. I mean, it's obviously quite a good reason. Choking Restraints. Well, we thought there was going to be more of this type of effect. And I would obviously prefer to have this around, but circumstances might dictate that I need to destroy this with my disenchant. Hmm. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but this is how it has to be. Since I don't have enough mana to, you know, flip this over and also block and destroy the thing. So this gives me a life cushion. This lets me double block this guy to take him out of the picture. Then I take 7, which is distinctly not dead. Then I can scry, hope to hit forest. And then I can like pump up a guy and then fight the Lancers to death. And then I also need to get a move on with that because we're down to less than 5 minutes. Island, no good. Well, I have to just pump this up now and hopefully they don't spike something great. It's also important that bound by Moonsilver is much better at, you know, moving around and getting me than Choking Restraints is. Since if I'd left the bound for Moonsilver in play, if I was forced into this play like I was, they could just sacrifice something and put the bound silver on whatever received the bond. So hopefully we get to avoid something insane happening to us this turn. You can obviously exile my creature at any time. Forest, sort of don't need that anymore. Gotta fight that. Hopefully they didn't draw Pump Spell, which would obviously negate this. Our guy wouldn't die because we have Dacious Scrutiny, but it would have wasted a lot of time. And I'm definitely feeling a lot happier having this Dacious Scrutiny in my hand. Rattle Chains, keep it. I think I'll attack with my Mangler now. Because I still have 3 blockers, I have a Rattle Chains and a Scrutiny. I could play this Survivalists, but then I don't get to hold up these two things. I think I will in fact just flash in Rattle Chains though, regardless of whether I'm getting some, hexproof value or not. So I'll block this one, block this one, double block this one, and then give it some scrutiny. Then we get to keep everything. Sleep paralysis, good one. And they conceded. Hooray, we did it.